Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm just here to kind of give a quick update on what I've been working on lately. I took the regular default Unreal Engine character and I'm basically making it an advanced default Unreal Engine character. So, normally, when you start a project, you can kind of jump in to a third person or first person template and go from there. And there's some stuff pre programmed for you on the character, basically moving around and jumping. But I thought it would be nice to have a little bit more pre-programmed for whatever kind of project I might want to make. So just to kind of show off what I've got so far, this is a over-the-shoulder viewpoint that I have, but I actually have a camera system where you can have as many different cameras as you want and as many different camera views as you want. So I can switch this to like a third person camera instead of over the shoulder. You can see the rotation is a little bit smoother. That's a setting that I have on the camera view. All of the camera views are fully customizable. I'll show you another one here. This is like an isometric camera view that I've made. So the nice thing about this is it's kind of got that 2D look to it because it's an orthographic view instead of a perspective. And finally, another one I've set up here is the first person view, which is, just your typical first-person shooter camera view. Again, all of this is using camera views that are totally customizable. These are 4 camera views that I've set up, but you could set up 1,000 camera views if you wanted to. You could mess with all the little settings and everything else to tweak it to be just exactly the kind of controls and camera that you want for your game. So no longer any need to switch between the first person and third person template. You can just start a new project with this character, and you're pretty much good to go for, in my view, most genres of games you might want to be working on or making. The next thing to kind of go over is the targeting system. So I've got these blue blocks, these kind of door shapes. I've basically put a tag on them, so they are targetable. So any object in the game, the character and the camera can target if it's marked to be targetable. Here's basically targeting from first person view, kind of Metroid Prime like when it's got that lock on. And then if we switch to like over the shoulder, again, we can still target the same way. Switch back to third person view here and kind of, what you might want for like a Souls-like game or something. So basically the target system's already built in addition to the camera system. And then these doors are actually interactable as well. So I'm just going to switch back into first person for this part. So I can open up the door, and that works through basically under the hood. You can program any interactions you want to on the character, and it's very efficient code. So not to get too much in the weeds or anything, but basically it's not going to drag on your frame rate. You're not going to have to do any kind of like casting to different objects, which is something that you sometimes have to do with interactions in Unreal Engine. It's just very simple and straightforward, and it's all programmed right on the character. You could use this interaction system not just for doors, but also to be able to pick up items and put them in your inventory, or basically talk to NPCs. There's all sorts of stuff you could do with an interaction system like this. Right now, I've just got it programmed to doors for proof of concept, but absolutely you could do that. The next thing is the flashlight. So the character just has a flashlight built in. Very easy to do normally, but I find myself starting enough Unreal projects where I end up needing a flashlight. And I kind of got tired of popping a flashlight on the character, so this gun's just got one good to go. The last thing here, just to go over, is just that I've actually got this little weapon working, so you can aim and fire projectiles out of this weapon. The whole thing under the hood is set up so that you can basically have the weapons swappable, so you could swap between different guns, and it's also set up so that those different guns can have different firing rates, reload speeds, whatever else. It's all kind of the building blocks are there for that as of right now. So I'm still working on this project, but I think it's going to be very beneficial for my own personal projects to be able to just get started with any kind of idea I have for a game and have some pretty basic mechanics already on the character. Plan on making some jumping, platforming mechanics, wall running, things like that. Maybe some stuff more for RPGs, inventories, character customization. There's all sorts of stuff that I feel like is used in a lot of games, so it would be very beneficial to have on a character by default. So that's kind of my plans with this project. If it ends up being polished enough and I can provide some simple documentation, I wouldn't mind sharing it as well. So if anybody out there has any ideas for what they would like to see on a default character in Unreal Engine, to kind of quick start any kind of project that they've thought about making before, I would love to hear them, because basically that's what I'm doing. I'm just going one by one through this long list of possible features that you see in lots and lots of games of different genres, and I'm seeing how much I can just map to the character so any kind of project can get a nice quick start. Anyway, thanks for checking this out. Please comment down below if you like this or if you have any suggestions for what I should add, and consider subscribing to see where this project goes. All right, have a good one.